Everything deals with purpose, every single thing. You didn't just show up today, you didn't just wake up today. God intended for you to wake up today.
Now that we have this energy created in here, I'm going to give you a little backstory, and every woman, every person in this room can relate to having a backstory. We as women carry so much on our shoulders, and we stuff it in. So let's just go, rewind 6 years ago. My best friend, my husband, 15 years of friendship, 4 years of marriage. Fast forward to having our third child, 2009, I found out I was having a third child. I panicked. Like, how am I have 3 kids? Because anybody that knows me, near and dear to me, 3 children, Aisha, really? I waited till I was 28 to have my first child. So then, when I told my husband at the time, I said, you know what, we're pregnant with our third child. And you know what he did? He sat on the couch, and he looked me in my face, and he said, I'm out. I can't do this. So the vows that we took, for better, for worse, when the worst times hit, he walked. So I had to, stand straight, stand firm, and figure out how I'm gonna do this. I wasn't even 2 months pregnant at the time, but I had to figure it out. So then my son, let's just fast forward 7 months. He was 7 months, my dad got murdered. This was all in the same year. My husband told me he would not support me. He told me he would never work a job so that he will not support our children or help me. So of course, everyone around me that knows me, I was image driven. My mom, my friends, my cousins, they were like, you're Wonder Woman, you make this look real easy, right? And I was crumbling inside. I was like torn apart. And so I talked to my mom that evening. I was like, you know what, I need help. I was working for Kaiser Hospital. And I said, I need to call a psychologist so I can get my mind right. Because right now I feel like I'm gonna bash my husband with a bat to his head. Because I wanted him to feel my pain. And I was like, I'm tired, I'm so tired. However, I called the hotline. It was after hours, after work one day, 3 kids in the back seat. And I said, you know what? Because I didn't trust anyone. Me and my mom's, our relationship was strained. So I was like, okay, so how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna ground myself? And I was telling the woman, I was like, I feel like this, I'm overwhelmed at work, my boss is stressing me out. I'm like, you have an oldest child. I said, sometimes I'm just overwhelmed. And she was like, okay, so do you feel like harming yourself? No, absolutely not. Do you feel like harming your children? No, absolutely not. She was like, well, I need you to do something for me. Do you have someone that can watch your kids? Absolutely. So she told me to go to the emergency room so I could be, evaluated. Didn't know what was going on. Got to the emergency room. Guess what? They saw me right away. Sick people all in the room. I'm like, how does this work? I don't get it. Right. So they actually did an evaluation, took me in right away. The psychologist that was, on duty, he was like, you just need a break. You're a bit overwhelmed. And when I say that, I didn't realize the power of thought. Because I was depressed, I was negative, I was sad, I was tired, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I still don't know what's happening. So then I got a phone call from I understand the process because my sister is in this industry. She was like, but the state is here. They're about to take your kids. And I was like, I can't believe it. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I said. So then the psychologist, he came back in and he was like, well, we're going to take you to a retreat. You know where I'm going? Yeah. I'm going to take you to a retreat. I'm still looking like, all faces in here, I'm like, what? What is that? So he was like, well, you can either comply and go, or if you don't, we'll force you. I said, oh no, my sister, she can take me, she'll pick me up. And he was like, no, that's not how it works. We're going to have to take you in an ambulance.
What?
An ambulance? So, yeah, lo and behold, they took me to an ambulance and they admitted me 5150. So I'm in a crazy house. There's this crazy male chauvinistic man who was supposed to come evaluate me before they made the decision that took my children, and he came in there rotten. And he evaluated me after the fact. Then I had a roommate that was crazy, leaning, doing all this kind of stuff, and I was like, are you kidding me? So then when I was able to see the psychiatrist actually diagnosed medicine.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not gonna take that. And so she was like, she told me this story. They diagnosed me with suicidal ideation. I didn't even know what that was. Just because, guess what? I said I wanted to bash my ex-husband with a bat in the head. Now, if I would have called one of y'all, I would have been okay, right? I just didn't know because I didn't have somebody I could trust. And I didn't want anybody to see me weak. Because I didn't want them to look down on me. I was that person that everybody looked up to. So fast forward to after I was finally discharged from the crazy house within like less than 48 hours, because the psychiatrist was like, I don't understand why you're here. She was like, you're not that person. She said, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you to what you want. You wanted a psychologist. She said, so I'm going to put you on a program. I said, thank you. He called me in the room and he was like, Aisha, Dr. Pham, I remember his name. He said, I'm going to go ahead and discharge you. You're good. He was like, but I need you to sit down for a minute. And I was like, okay. He said, I can't connect with my patients like I'm going to connect with you. He said, and I'm going to tell you something. He didn't say it in the nicest way. I can't use profanity in here. But bottom line, he was like, I need you to go out in that world, take it by the horns because it's yours. He was like, you will succeed and everything you touch will be a success. He said, the first thing I need you to do is don't give an F, okay, about what people think.
Yes.
Wow. I'm only speaking from the heart because I know somebody in this room needs it. And the thing is that I was always afraid to tell my story. But now that I've learned how to empower myself, when I walked out that door, all kind of doors opened for me. 6 years ago, I started a business, and I was able to surround myself by positive, forward-thinking individuals. It's like a different world.
Yes.
A different world. And, you know, I learned about mentorship. And you don't go out and seek the mentorship, they find you because they see the greatness. So I was honored. Like, one of my mentors, he was like, Aisha, I'm going to take you under my wing. And I'm going to show you this success road. I'm going to show you how to empower other people. So I was like humble, and I was able to, you know, learn a lot from him. So over these 5 years, I cut it all off. And because there's always two sides to a story.
Yes.
There's their side, your side, and the truth.
Yes. Yes.
But then I had to figure out, okay, how can I work on Aisha so I can attract the right person for me?
Come on.
Right?
Now.
So fast forward, you know, to recently, I found my passion to be able to speak, to touch on other people, to impact other people. I read a lot of books. I listened to a lot of audio. I caught off the radio. I sold my TV. I was like, I don't want to know what's in the news. So I was able to do that, and I learned a lot. And you know, I have 3 kids, by the way. I have a 14-year-old now. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. And 2 of them are girls. And I was like, the empowerment starts in my home. Because if I can't empower none of you guys in this room, if I would start there. And then I have a young man I'm raising. And the thing is now, we call eating humble pie. You heard about eating humble pie? Yes. My ex-husband's eating humble pie. And this is not to demean him, but fast forward to 40-something years old, now he's got it. Because it's about these children.
Yes.
So, that's my story. And I want to share with you more of how I empower myself. Okay? It starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts build your character.
Yes, it does.
So remember, everything that I went through, I was like, I must have been thinking about some of this stuff. I must have been afraid that he was going to leave me. I was.
Right.
I must have been afraid that I was going to be by myself raising kids. I was. Because I didn't know that my thoughts took over. So I had to change my thinking, called a mind shift. Humility. The exterior. You never know what somebody's going through. We're taught as women to be warriors.
Right.
Our emotions are strong. We handle and deal with a lot.
Yes, we do.
And so, although you're so cute, you're so pretty, you got it all together. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You have no clue. And that's what I'm saying to myself. It's like, I'm broken. You know? But when I learned how to become humble, pass the baton to the next sister,
Right.
then that's when I became more empowered. Then, what are you speaking? What are your words? That's why I said, let's affirm it.
Yes.
Act as it's already done.
Yes.
It's something called the mirror technique. Can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I got this. I'm powerful. I am the designer of my life. Do you trust yourself? Because if you don't trust you, love you, respect you, treat you like a queen, you can't do that to the next person. And guess what? They're going to feel your energy. Because it's in your eyes and it's in what you exude.
Yes.
Okay? So, with that, I don't know how much time I have, but I just want to leave you with this thought. Know that you're enough. Know that you just surround yourself with people that are positive forward thinking, because life is going to continue to happen. Trust me, this week for me, getting to this seminar, everything tried to tear me down. So life is going to continue to serve what it serves. It's just how you respond. E plus R equals O. What does that mean? The event's going to take place. Your response is how the outcome is going to be. And with that, you got this. Thank you, ladies.
Wow, that was fantastic. Did you guys like that? Yes! Aisha. God, I don't even want to move on. Woo-wee. That was, yes. I'm feeling like Tamar Braxton, Okay. So we did, I got started a little bit late, but we're going to run the training like it's supposed to go. And I'm going to bring up our next presenter. She's married, got a son, she's an actress, she's a coach. I mean, and very loving. Pray, please stand.
Thank you. Passionate about life.
Yes.
Driven by a dream. Authentic and transparent. You don't have to think twice. International speaker, cracking the whip and spreading the love. Changing people's lives one by one by one by one. Inspiring, encouraging women to change their life. Mother, friend, actress, producer, author, and wife. Also known as Mistress of the Righteous Smackdown, so I've been told, Natasha McCrae. I am so excited to be here. Magic is going to happen here today. I believe that. Like I believe it with every fiber of my being. So if you don't believe it, I got enough belief for you.
Yes.
I know that in this room right now, today, there are businesses waiting to be cultivated. There are financial planners who want to change the state of their community. There's a bakery that needs to be opened. A makeup artist who wants to launch their mobile business. There is magic that is going to happen here today. Anytime I do any type of coaching, we set an intention, whether it's an 8-week course, a 4-week course, private coaching for 90 days, or just 20 minutes like now. So I want us today to create an intention. You came here for a reason. Something made you push that button and buy that ticket. So we're going to close our eyes for a moment. I want you to take a deep breath in, just one long deep breath, and breathe out. And in a moment of silence, I want you to set your intention for Insight Empowerment. What do you want to walk away with today? Did you set your intention?
Yes.
Does anyone want to tell me what that was? Anybody? You guys are a little shy.
My intention is to be me, to be free, to be seen.
I see you.
Anybody else?
My intention is to hear everything that's being said and not just hear it, but have it etched in my heart and my mind so I can actually change my mentality.
Amen. Okay, so you set your intention. I have some handouts. I'm just going to pass them out. I don't know how many I brought. I think I have like 35. But you can just pass them back. Yes. So you set your intention. I want you to write them down. But I also want you to write this down. Taking risks leads to gifts. Write that down. Taking risks leads to gifts. I know it doesn't quite rhyme, but it is very powerful. Just think about it. Imagine your life 1 year from now having exactly what you want. Like really stop looking at me. Get it in your mind. What does that look like? Like see the picture. See the picture in your mind. Is it, a new job? Is it that life's purpose you want to do? Is it a relationship? Is it new friends? Now wrap that up and put a bow on it. That is the gift I am talking about. Taking risks leads to gifts. Let me tell you a little bit about risk. No matter who you are, no matter who you try to claim you are with, oh, I'm shy, or I don't know, or I might get, nervous. I'm nervous when I'm up here speaking, but I might get nervous when I'm talking. Just every single person was born with risk DNA. It is in your DNA. We evolved because of risk.
Right.
The water hole dried up. We had to take a risk to go out
Right.
to find a new water hole. It's in your DNA. Imagine, the best example I can give is a baby learning how to walk. Can you imagine they fall down and be like, oh, I can't take no more risk. None of us would be walking. But they fall down and they get back up. They fall down and they get back up. We fall down and we get up. I always think about that song. But they get back up. They bump their head on the coffee table or on the concrete, but they still get back up. It is in your DNA. I think it's about time that we take it back. That you claim your gift. I was a risky little girl. I was risky. My first conscious thought of taking risks was when I was about 8 years old. I was the youngest of four. My siblings were 4, 5, and 6 years older than me. And it was summertime, and my sister, she's bossy, and she's like, go get the boys, it's lunchtime. Like she had made top ramen and bologna sandwiches or something. So I go get them, and I'm excited because we live on this top hill, and I know at the top of the hill, and I know they're down the hill with their friends. And I had just got a bike. It was the Dusty Road, so I pulled it out, that long banana seat and the tassels hanging off the handlebars, and I know I just aged myself. But I'm going down the hill, and the summer breeze is flowing through my nappy pigtails. Well, today we would call those 4-seat pigtails, but the breeze is blowing through it, and my brother had just taught me how to throw my hands up and ride without hands on the steering wheel, so I'm like, woo! And then I put them down real quick because I wasn't a pro. I was only 8 in the middle of the street driving down the street. But I get down to the hill and I see about 7 or 8 boys congregated around a makeshift ramp. And the next thing I hear is, my sister can do it. My brother runs up to me. He's the Don King of the neighborhood. So he's like, look sis, I know you can do this because these guys are wimps and they won't jump this ramp. Will you do it? I have another brother who's the voice of reason. He's like, Tosh, you don't have to do this. Now me, I'm the little scrawny girl. When they brought me home from the hospital, my brother called my arm a chicken wing. So just imagine. I'm one of like 2 girls in the neighborhood. I wanted to hang with the boys. I wanted to be recognized as tough. So I said, I can do it. So my brother and I would go about 50 yards away from the ramp. And he's like, all you gotta do is go as fast as you can and go straight up the ramp and jump it. And so I was like, all right, I got this. So I'm going, and I turn around because I'm really nervous. And I get back over there, he's like, no, you got this. Go straight down there, fast as you can, and jump the ramp. So I go, and I'm in the air. It was like a movie, slow motion. That warm summer breeze had come back, and I landed perfectly. And then my handlebar, boom, I'm on the ground. Now I don't know if I knocked myself out, but I opened my eyes and all I see is asphalt and my other brother's shoes standing next to me. And he's like, Tosh, get up, there's a car coming. So I pick myself up off that hot asphalt and grab my bike and walk away. That was my first experience with taking risks. Now, how do you think I was viewed in the neighborhood? As the girl who fell flat on her face, or as the girl who jumped the ramp and lived to tell it? Exactly. I'm sure we all have that little girl in us where we'd go climb trees and jump things and just try something new or put on an outfit and it didn't match, but we were just risking it all. You know, as a little girl, we want to tap back into that. Could you get excited to tap back into that risk part of yourself?
Yes.
So that you can have the best life ever. Taking risks fuels confidence. You can write that down. Taking risks fuels confidence. Now with risk, I made a lot of mistakes. I have a lot of lumps on my head, so I always tell my clients, you can learn from my lumps. You don't have to do it yourself. Some of those lumps, I got an STD when I was 15, my son's father. I had a kid by the time I was 18. I dropped out of college at 19. I dated a guy who had 5 kids.
That was a risk.
I've been divorced twice, but I don't live there.
Right.
Say that.
Say it again.
I also got a lot of gifts by taking risks. I moved to Los Angeles with about $400 in my account, and I walked into 10 agencies, no appointment, asking them to look at my pictures, and found a modeling agent when I was already told I was too short to model. I've been on primetime television. I have started a company that staffed assistants, and I was able to employ my friends. When I had no money, I decided to start another business, and I walked up and down Rodeo Drive with flyers and got 2 clients that sustained me for 6 months.
Nice.
Taking risks leads to gifts.
Yeah.
I donated a kidney with no health insurance.
Wow.
Now, watching that magic, I have to say, was one of the best gifts. And I'm now married to the love of my life.
Yes.
The love of my life. And I don't say these things to brag. I'm not saying them to boast in front of you. I'm just saying that when you take risks, it will lead to gifts. Are you guys excited? Would you like to know how you can pump up that risk muscle?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give you, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to give you a real practical way to pump up your risk muscle. Test your faith daily. It is imperative that you test your faith daily. One of the things that you have to do, and I'm going to take the word test and break it down for you. The T stands for truth. You have to get to your truth. I know for a fact that there's something in you resonating.
Come on.
It's buzzing inside of you. Identify your truth. Number 2 is embrace the process. The E stands, number 2, the E stands for embrace the process. Don't embrace the result. I mean, if I would have thought that, how am I gonna land? Am I gonna land properly? I would not have even started. But my brother coached me into saying, full speed ahead, straight down the middle. Embrace the process. For me at that point, the process was full speed ahead, straight down the middle. What is that process? When I think of the word embrace, I also think about wrapping my arms around something. Wrap your arms around that truth. Fill your brain with the knowledge you need for that. If you're gonna open a bakery, go visit some. Volunteer, read a book. Start watching, the Bake Shop on Food Network, whatever it is, consume yourself with that. You stand tall in that because you are unique. You have a different DNA than she has a DNA. Your fingertips, your fingerprints are all different. So stand tall in your unique individuality. Stand tall in that. And the T is take risks. Take risks. I know it might be hard and challenging, but I know you can do it. I know that you can have the life you just imagined 1 year from now. Like, I believe that. I've done it. And it's scary. But it's okay to be scared. You need to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing.
Yes.
You can potentially get a coach. I don't know if that would be me. I am a coach. I don't know if you will find another person. It's whoever resonates with you. But I know that I can help you get the life that you want. I know that I can help you live your best life ever. So I'm going to close down. Let me give you this. How committed are you to your dream? How committed are you to your dream? Commitment is when you indulge yourself in the sisterhood of the unshamed. When you possess an innermost spirit and desire, when your die has been cast, when your decision has been made, when you've chosen to step over the line and stand up and be counted, and become a disciple of the determined. When you won't look back, let down, slow down, back away, or be still. When your past has been redeemed. When your presence makes sense. When your future's secure. When you're finished and done with low living, sight walking, small planning, smooth knees, stolen dreams, and tame visions. Monday talking, cheap giving, and dwarfed goals. When you live by faith. When you lean on your strengths, when you walk with confidence, when you're lifted by prayer and you're labored by love, when your direction is set, your gait is fast, your goal is real, your road is rough, your way is narrow, your companions are few, but your guide is reliable, and your mission is clear. When you can't be bought, compromised, deterred, lured away, turned back, diluted, or delayed. When you would not flinch in the face of sacrifice, pause in the presence of procrastination, when you refuse to negotiate at the table of fear, ponder at the pool of popularity, or meander in the maze of mediocrity, when you won't give up, let up, or shut up until you've saved up, stored up, trained up, paid up, and become the person that God intended you to be. What you think about, you bring about. When you're committed, that's when you stand out from mediocrity. When your desires dominate your doubts. When your purpose in life is greater than your problems, that's when you'll be bountifully blessed.